Let's say the character is angry about something, but he doesn't do anything about it. He just sits there. I'm angry. I'm so angry. I'm very, 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 very angry. Is that an interesting story?
No.
Exactly. Hello, you must be Faith. How do you do? I'm Felix.
I do good. My name is Faith Cheng.
So I'm a writer. I've written 31 books across different genres, from poetry to fiction to my more recent exploration into graphic novels. Do you read a lot of comics?
Yeah. I read a lot of comics like during my free time at home.
So I noticed that you also write haikus. In fact, you recently won a competition, right?
Yeah. I wrote about family and I wrote it last year.
So what got you interested in the haiku form? It's not an easy
Because,
form to...
My teacher introduced it to like the whole class, then he got us to try writing one haiku.
I understand also you read a lot,
Yeah.
because as writers, we all start with being very avid readers before you slowly become more interested in writing itself. Like for example, I started reading a lot when I was in primary school. So I read a lot of books like The Witches, the BFG, James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah.
You read that as well?
I think I finished reading the whole series.
And you go on to other books.
Yeah. Was it hard at the start?
Hard? Becoming a writer?
Yeah.
Well, I got my first story published when I was in primary 6, your age. I was writing all kinds of stories and sending them out to student magazines. So eventually, this particular student magazine published my first story. And that made my mom really proud. And that's actually one of the driving reasons why I eventually became a writer, because I wanted to make my mom proud.
Then were your parents like, did your parents encourage you to be a poet?
No, they didn't. My parents pretty much left me alone. In fact, did you know I didn't learn to speak English until I was in primary school?
No.
My first language wasn't English. My first language was Cantonese.
Oh.
And I only started picking up English when I started watching Sesame Street.
Oh.
Did you grow up on Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. So I picked up my English from watching Sesame Street. And by the time I got to primary 1, I could speak some English, but I wasn't very comfortable using English. What happened was, at the end of my primary 1, I came in second in class.
Oh.
And then I won a book prize. That was my first book. That led me into writing stories. So by the time I came to secondary 2, I was determined to become a writer. I knew I was born to be a writer. Somehow in my guts, I decided I was meant to be a writer.
Why do you choose to write English instead of Chinese books?
Yeah, that's a good question. I wasn't that comfortable using Mandarin, Chinese in my writing, because English became my first language.
Oh.
Even though I didn't start off speaking English, I was speaking Cantonese. But as I read more books, my word expanded and my natural medium of expression became English. But I still absorbed some influences from Chinese, and that became filtered into the way I played with language. In fact, when I was doing my master's in creative writing in Australia, my supervisor told me, you know, Felix, for a poet, you like to pun a lot.
Yeah.
And he said, it's probably because you're Chinese. I thought he was being racist about it. He said, no. If you look at Chinese language puns a lot, you know, because of the 4 tones,
Yeah.
right? Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah.
Fa, 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 fa. So the 4 tones allows a writer to play with language.
Oh.
So I use that technique in the way I use language in English as well. For example, still has two meanings. Still meaning not moving,
Yeah.
but still also meaning,
You're still doing something.
yeah, exactly. You're still doing something. Why are you still? So it's playing with the language and putting them in different construction, different ways of juxtaposing this word and this word. Does it mean something else? If I tear it apart, does it mean something else? So it's almost like taking words like Lego bricks and constructing them in different ways.
What makes a good story?
What makes a good story? You tell me. You've read so many stories.
I think the climax makes a good story because it's the most interesting part.
Yes.
And
Also
it's
characters,
very,
right?
Yeah.
So yes, you're right that for me, the characters come first. Because if you don't have interesting characters and characters that the reader cares about, they won't bother reading the book. And the only way to make the reader care about the characters is to get inside their head. And so that's where I talk about assimilating the character's voice and their experience so that you can be more genuine when you talk about the character's experience. So create characters that the readers care about. Then secondly, the story must be interesting. Yeah, you're right, the climax, right? So you must build the story up. So the characters must face a problem, and the problem must drive him to do something. For example, let's say the character is angry about something, but he doesn't do anything about it. He just sits there, I'm angry. I'm so angry. I'm angry right now. I'm very, 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 very angry. Is that an interesting story?
No.
Exactly. So the anger is very self-contained.
You must say out.
Yeah, it doesn't move the story forward. There's no action.
Yeah.
So anger must drive the character to do something, drive him to do something, drive him to do something. So then you build the story up to the climax. But at the same time, the character needs obstacles. So if he is angry about something and then he achieves the end goal too easily,
It's not interesting.
it's not interesting one. Yeah. So for example, the character is angry about not getting A grade. He goes to the teacher, complains to the teacher, hey teacher, I think I deserve 90 marks, okay? Okay lah, I'll give it to you lah. Problem solved. Is that interesting?
No.
Why?
Because it's like very straightforward. You get the thing you want.
Yes, exactly. So if it is too straightforward, it's too easy for the character, for the hero to achieve, then there's no payoff for the reader.
Yeah.
Your story will only be so short.
What are some of the goals you have in life?
Well, at my age, at 60, I probably have a very short runway. I just realized a few days ago that if I'm lucky, I might have another 20 years to live. The life expectancy of a male Singaporean is probably about 81 years. So what can I do in my last 20 years? I suppose I want to continue creating, continue writing, because that has been driving me for the past 27 years as a writer, to keep creating, writing stories, trying different types of medium, different genres, because I'm never satisfied with the last book I've written. The moment I'm satisfied with the last book I've written, that means I've stopped growing as a writer. You're too comfortable being who you were, then you'll never grow as a person, as a writer. So I'm always exploring new ways, new challenges. If I'm not challenged enough, then it becomes boring.
Yeah.
Because you're too comfortable, right?
Yeah.
You're never going to grow out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. You just stay there.
You just stay there, exactly. For yourself, what are your long-term goals?
Uh,
I know you have to get through PSLE this year.
Yeah. I want to be like a chef or artist because I like to draw. Like during my free time, I will also like take out paper and start drawing.
Maybe we can collaborate on a comic book. I write, you draw.
Yeah.
How about that? Thanks, Faith, for a nice conversation.
Yeah, thank you too.